Hello and welcome to a HTML5 tutorial with me, McNerd321. And today I'm going to be showing you the basics of HTML and explaining a bit about what it is, what it does, and what it's good for. And then if you want to continue and learn HTML, I'll be producing tutorials on what different things do, how you make a website look in a certain way, and other cool sort of trick things. So you always start off a HTML web page with you put some triangle bracket things, and within there you put exclamation mark doctype space HTML. And because it's HTML5, you don't need to bother about any of these things, you just put that. Then beneath that you need to tell it that now is the HTML content, so we put HTML in these tags. All HTML tags use these, and then we also need to remember, and I'll do it now so I don't forget, to close off the HTML tag. All tags you open you need to close, apart from one that I can think of right now, which we'll get to in a minute. Then within HTML, first thing you want to do is create the head tag. So you just type the word head again within those brackets. Now mine's automatically closed this for me, because I am using Eclipse with the Aptana plugin. I'll link to it in the description. It's very helpful for all sort of web development in HTML, PHP and other things as well. I've not had a problem with it and quite enjoy using it because rather handily it closes off things automatically for you, because I tend to forget. Now within the head tag there are several things you can do. You could tell a web browser that you wanted the web page to use a certain style sheet. I'll get onto those in a later episode. Or you could define the title of the page, so when you go to Google you'll notice, like in the taskbar or whatever, it says Google, and that's how you get it to say that. So we'll do that now. In fact, we will put in a title tag, and we will close it off like so, and then within these two tags is where you type your title. You just type it in. So I'm going to say welcome, yay. Now if I load up this web page, it will say that in the title bar, and there you go. Up at the top you can see it says welcome, yay, which is where it displays the title of the web page in Safari. So beneath this we could have a style tag. Now these are where you define stuff like the text color, background color, things like that. You can do them in a style tag in the head information, or you can put them in a style sheet, which are the .css files. Now beneath head in every single web page you need the body, which as it implies, sort of contains the body of information, the main part of the website. So all the actual text and stuff that goes on the page goes within the body tags. So we can define a title. And now different size titles in HTML come set up with sort of preset sizes. So for example H1 is the biggest, so we'll do that, and you do /H1 to end it again, and you put your title in between. So hello. And now I'm going to copy and paste that because I'm lazy, multiple times, and then show you the sizes. Right, so here is our web page with the different size titles set up. I've done H1 through to H4. Now H4 isn't the biggest, H1 will be the biggest, because the higher the number goes, the smaller the text. It does go all the way up to H6 by default, and you can define more in these style tags or a style sheet. But I'm not going to, I'm just going to show you what these look like. So there you go, you've got your welcome yay title, and then you have hello in decreasing sizes going down the page. Now the good thing about this is, even though it looks like when I pressed enter here to create a new line, it created a new line on the web page, it didn't. Because these are title tags, it assumes that you're not going to want anything on the same line. If you do, you can change that in a style sheet or the style things. Like I said, that's where all the changing's done, so if something happens by default, you can probably change it in there, so I won't say that for everything from now on. But if you weren't using H, so say you were just using a normal paragraph, which is a P tag, and then you put your paragraph in the middle. So this is a paragraph, and I've spelt it wrong. What you need to do to create a new line within that paragraph, because if I just go enter there and expect a new line to appear in my paragraph, this is a line. There we go. But when we refresh the page, we see that it hasn't put a new line in, and that's because HTML doesn't actually recognize these line returns. Instead, what you need to put in is a BR tag, which stands for break, and basically it puts in a line return there. So there's sort of different ways of doing them. You can put the slash in different places, but because this is a tag that opens and closes within one set of brackets rather than like the H's or the P for paragraph, which are in two separate brackets, it opens there and closes there. This is all in one, so you put the thing and then the slash to close it on the same line. And now when we refresh the page, we see that it's gone on to a new line. So every time you want a new line within a paragraph or a piece of text, you have to put in a break tag. Now for images in HTML, what you need to do is create an image tag, which is img. Now, all image tags need to have certain things to be legal, not in the sense that policemen will come around and arrest you if you don't put them in, but so that HTML is correct and formal and proper and all of that, you need to have certain things. So they need to have a source, which is where it gets the image from. So this would be, for example, I'll put in one from my website. And all images also need to have an alt, which means if it can't find the address of this image, so it doesn't exist, you typed it wrong, or it can't connect, or whatever, then it will display the text that is defined in here as well. So, for example, if it can't find it, we're going to get it to say which is definitely very true and will completely happen in real life. Now we're just going to save that and refresh the page, and there you go. You have the picture which appears on my website here. Now, for defining the source and the alt, what you do is you are using a sort of a descriptee type thing, which sort of, even though this is an image and you've told the web browser that it's going to place an image there, these are sort of the parameters of that image. So you've got the source of the image, the alternate text if it can't find it. You can also set the width and the height. Now in HTML5 and 4, if you just define the width, which you do by typing width equals and then quotation marks, you can use commas as well. But try and be consistent. So if you use commas for everything, and if you use quotation marks for everything. Now, within those quotation marks, you can say you want the width to be 100 pixels wide. The default in HTML, even though we haven't defined the height, it will set the height to the same as the width. And there you go. We have an image which is 100 pixels by 100 pixels. We can also define the height individually, and let's make it 1000 pixels high, which definitely won't look weird, pixelated and sort of wrong. Let's refresh, and there you go. You have the perfect picture which will make visitors stay on your site forever. You can also set other tags in here, but we'll move on to them later. But that is a basic overview of HTML. We've looked at how you set the title of the web page. I've sort of described the fact that there is a style tag there, even though I haven't described how to use it yet. We've described the header information, the fact that then you need to put the body, and we've gone through the different sizes of title that you can have, H1 through to H6, but I only did to H4. Then the paragraph tag, which you have to insert a break line, or you also have to insert a break line into other places where there's text or wherever you want to start a new line, basically. You put that tag. You just type your text or whatever you want in between those tags. We've also looked at an image, which doesn't have a slash at the end. It's just two brackets with img space, then source equals quotation marks, and then the address of your source. You do have to put the http : / and then the full web address if you want to do it that way, or you can do it relative. So for example, if this was the actual index page of my website, I would be able to get away with putting that, because it would already be located at http www.freezemc.com. Then you've defined the alternate text if it can't get that image, which is alt equals quotation marks, then whatever drastic message you want to display, and the width and height, which are standard across pretty much anything apart from text.